folks. Welcome to Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on this Wabash Catch TV. It is a beautiful Wednesday, April 28th, and look who is here. It is Bobby Walls. Bobby is the assistant principal down there at Fairfield Community High School, assistant principal and athletic director. And thanks for coming up, Bobby. Appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having me, Bruce.
And we're going to talk about a wide variety of subjects today. He is one of the folks in the know, which means he don't know nothing.
Exactly.
But we're going to talk about all kinds of fun stuff today. We're shooting this on April 28th. I always try to make clear. We're shooting this on April 28th to a show on Monday or Wednesday morning, the 29th. And also, if you are paying attention, if you're maybe watching this on YouTube a little bit later, or if you're maybe watching this, who knows where, if we repeat the show a little bit later, do pay attention to what your local folks are telling you, what your local media and what your local leaders are telling you as vis-a-vis stay in place, shelter at home, quarantine, all that kind of business. You're kind of living a new life every day, aren't you, Bob?
Yeah, pretty much. Still going to work, showing up every day, but a little different without kids in the building.
A little different without kids in the building, that is for sure. Let's tell you what's going on. I'll tell you what's going on today. This is, like I said, Wednesday, April 29th. I looked high and low. I looked high, I looked low for community events today. You'd have thought a blood drive, you'd have thought something. Everything's been canceled. Everything is off, and even church night is off. So hopefully, folks, you're watching your churches through whatever means you have, Instagram, Zoom. How are you doing your church? Do you go to church? Are you watching Zoom on church on Zoom?
Actually, I attended a journey in Fairfield. My volleyball coach, Chet Snyder, is also our pastor. Yeah. And he Facebook Lives.
Chet's Facebooking Live?
Yeah. Him and Misty do that from their front porch every week.
I'll make sure my mom doesn't go walking around the neighborhood. That's cool. I'm glad to hear that. But not much going on today. Let me give you the days, though. This is National Peace Rose Day. National Peace Rose Day is Wednesday, the 29th. Each year, this honors the well-known and fruitful garden rose. The light yellow to large cream-colored flowers of the peace rose have slightly flushed crimson and pink petal edges. It's a hybrid tea rose that is hardy, vigorous, and highly resistant to disease. The reason it's named the peace rose, the French horticulturalist Francis Meilland developed the peace rose between 1935-39 when he foresaw the German invasion coming to France. To protect the new rose, he sent cuttings to Italy, Turkey, Germany, and the United States just to make sure that the rose survived. I guess he was counting on, didn't know who was going to win. I mean, really. Pick a side for crying out loud, Francis. But he didn't know who was going to win, so he picked all those four. This is National Peace Rose Day, and it was declared in 1945, and that's what the United Nations used to try to prosper peace. This is also, now I find goofy ones. Can you believe that? I do occasionally find a goofy one. This one, however, it has a particular reason. It is on this date. This is National Zipper Day. Happy National Zipper Day.
Okay.
You're not. National Zipper Day commemorates April 29th, 1913, when the patent for the modern zipper was issued. The day celebrates something we often don't think about, but may automatically take for granted. The first attempt at creating a zipper came from the inventor of the sewing machine in 1851. Elias Howe received a patent for an automatic continuous clothing closure. However, Howe never marketed his invention and missed the recognition that he may have deserved. 42 years later, Whitcomb Judson began selling the clasp clasp locker, very similar to Elias Howe's pattern, and you showed that at the World's Fair. Then later on, 1906, the Universal Fastener Company, I believe that is now YKK. I don't know, YK. They came up with the. Also hired Gilbert Sundback, a Swedish-American electrical engineer. He was highly skilled and known for his devotion to the company. On April 29th, 1913, he was granted a patent for the modern zipper, then known as separable fastener. You know, the thing is that you really ought to have here, but I don't have it here. Who named it the zipper?
That's a great question.
I have no idea. B.F. Goodrich I guess B.F. Goodrich. In 1923, B.F. Goodrich popularized the word zipper into an article of clothing. It's harder than it looks. Sheriff, all kinds of things. B.F. Goodrich, I guess, named it the zipper. So there you are. What else is going on today, Wednesday, April 29th? This is also National, I can get behind this one, National Shrimp Scampi Day. National Shrimp Scampi Day gives us a tasty way to celebrate. On this day, we honor the delicious dish of shrimp cooked with butter, garlic, lemon juice, and white wine. I could probably go for some tasty shrimp scampi for lunch today. So, but I won't. I don't know what I'm going to do for lunch or dinner today.
Hey, that's better than the other two, though. I had no drop in on the.
It's a lot better. There are days when you can find good stuff, Bob. Right. There are days when stuff aren't that good. It's like that in your job.
Exactly.
Some days are better than others. This is National Shrimp Scampi Day, and so you might want to enjoy that. I tell you what, let's do. We're going to take a quick break, and we're going to come back. And when we do come back, Bob's going to tell us a little bit of history. We're going to talk a little history as well as a little bit of what's going on right now, maybe at some schools, how the students are coping, and all that kind of thing. You are watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. That's Bob Wells back right after this. Stick around.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband-only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. And my name is Bruce Dickey. Down there, please welcome Mr. Bob Wells, Fairfield High School Assistant Principal and Athletic Director. And we're going to talk about a wide variety of subjects. I know folks want to know when graduation's going to happen. Right. And we'll talk about and when prom's going to happen. And those are probably pretty short answers. But we're going to talk about the answers or the thought processes taking place at the highest levels in local schools. But before we do that, I want to remind people who may not watch Fairfield football. You have not been. When was the last time you were a football coach? 2 years ago?
2 years ago. 2 years ago.
Do you miss it? Bob, tell people how long you were a football coach.
I coached football. I started coaching football in 2000 at Carlisle High School. I was there for a year before I came back to Fairfield. And
what do you think about them, going to 8-man football?
Going to 8-man, I mean, school with the long tradition they had, it saddens me to see that they've got to cut back to 8-man. Yeah. But on the flip side of that, they're not dropping football.
It's good to see that they're participating.
Exactly. And I've talked to Darren Smith, their athletic director, and they hope to, within a couple of years, to be back to 11-man football.
All right. You're the first person I've had on here who's probably knows a thing about 8-man football. How does 8-man football? I'm going to. By the way, I'm going to go off on all kinds of tangents.
Yeah, perfectly fine.
You and I have talked like I go off on all kinds of tangents, and you do too.
Yes.
What's the difference between 8-man football and 11-man football, other than three different? All right, you're going to say three. There's three fewer guys.
Two guys on the line of scrimmage are off on the end of the line of scrimmage. So usually, what you're going to see is two offensive linemen are out.
You've got the center.
You've got the center, and you've got essentially two guards.
Oh, there are two guards around the center.
Yeah, two guards around the center or tackles, and then you've got one less in the backfield. Is what you have.
Okay, so there are, instead of 5 eligible receivers, there are 4.
Yes, that would be correct. Field has shrunk a little bit. I know the width is I want to say 10 yards skinnier, and then the length, I think, is maybe 80 or 85 yards. Okay. I'm not 100%
including
for sure on that. I think, and then you tack the end zones on that, of course. But I'm not 100% for sure on the length of it. But as far as the basic gameplay, it's essentially the same.
There's tackling.
Yes, there's tackling, there's running, there's throwing. Depending upon what 8-man squad you look at, it's kind of like, again, either watching the Mules or watching somebody else. You're going to have a team that's going to run the football 90+% of the time, or you're going to have some teams that are going to throw the football 90+% of the time. It's a little different. It's not quite as wide open as 6-man that is played down in West Texas, down in the Barrens of West Texas. But it's still pretty interesting. It's a fast-paced, upbeat game. Last year they had their first state series up at Monmouth College is where they had that at. Yeah. Basically, they are independent of the IHSA right now, and they have their own 8-man coalition league. And
how many teams?
I believe they're up to 32 now that were planning to play 8-man this year. Last year, I'm wanting to say it was either 16 or 24. I can't remember. I think it may have just been 16 teams. And what they do is they make their own schedule. This 8-man coalition basically says, okay, you're going to play this team at home. You're going to play this team on the road.
Really?
Yeah.
They take you out of the
They take the athletic director completely out of the equation.
You're not even hiring officials, probably.
I'm not for sure on that. They may have to
do they play
officials.
Friday nights?
Yes, they play Friday nights, just like, well, of course, in the state we're in right now with officials,
it might be play Friday nights.
Well, I'm talking from the fact of the matter that the official shortage is the way it is. Yeah. They may play a few more games on Saturdays, but it's typical high school football that you see on a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon, and
that's fantastic.
It's something that I even talked to Coach Townsend about this, and I said, I hope that when Carlisle does this, they play a game or two on Saturday.
Yeah.
Because I'd pack up and go watch them. One, maybe to see some old friends
Sure,
that I haven't seen in
sure.
a long time, but just to see it, because I've seen it on TV, I've seen it video stream and things that way, but never seen it in person.
I'm just fascinated by that, I just wonder how you run a defensive line, for crying out loud. I mean, it's an entirely different game. It's got to be an entirely different game.
It is, in terms of the strategy and how you're going to take that. Are you facing a team that plays with 3 offensive linemen and 2 splits, or are you going to play with 3 offensive linemen and 2 tight ends, kind of like what the Mules would probably do?
Sure.
A double wing without
double wing without guards, double wing without guards, and then you're handing it off.
Handing it off, toss right, toss left, versus the team that is going to play with 3 offensive linemen and have 2 splits, and then 2 more kids out of the backfield with a fullback and a shotgun or something like that. I mean, the possibilities are endless for it, and I think that what you're going to see is a lot of those teams that unfortunately have just gotten their heads beat in at 8-man,
Yeah.
at 11-man over the years, are going to turn to this, and one, they're going to find success, but they're also going to find a lot of enjoyment out of it compared to...
We get more kids, more kids having more fun.
Yes, exactly.
Because it's a little wider open game.
Right.
That's fascinating to me. Since we're on the subject, because that's kind of an innovation, and you watched the XFL.
Yes.
I watched the XFL. They came up with a lot of things, a lot of innovations that do you see potentially coming? You're an athletic director.
Yeah.
You keep your pulse on what the national federations and the state federations are thinking. Whenever the National Federation of Football officials or whatever saw this kickoff rules,
I think that's in 2 to 3 years, that's a done deal.
Don't you think?
I really do. If these federations are truly wanting to promote the game
and the
health and the safety of kids, I think it's a done deal. Maybe you might see the kickoff line in terms of, are they kicking off from the 50 versus the 40 or things like that, or where the returners have to start. That might tweak a little bit, but the concept of it, I think it's a great concept to keep the true integrity of a great play in football.
Yeah.
But
well, it's one of the most exciting.
Exactly. But still have that safety element as well,
Let's explain how it worked in case folks didn't watch XFL football. The kicker was still kicking off from, say, the 40.
Yes.
Kicker was still kicking off from the 40. The thing was, instead of the kickoff team getting a chance to run 40 or 50 yards and then hitting somebody, and the person they're hitting basically minding his spot and taking some punishment.
Yeah.
They've moved the lines together. So the kickoff team now started at the 35.
Yes.
And the other team, the receiving team, all their lineup was at the 25.
Yeah.
So they were only 10 yards apart from each other, and it wasn't like they could take big run-ups because they kept the foot on the line.
Yeah, and they could not go until the receiving team had touched the ball.
Couldn't go until the guy had the ball or touched it or caught
right.
it, whatever. Which, if you got basically a 5-yard run and blocking somebody or hitting somebody, you don't have nearly the power you're going to have.
Right. When somebody, especially in the traditional game, that second wave, the first wave, it won't change a whole heck of a lot, but that second wave, when you were one of the guys
you get through.
Yeah, when you were the guy that was trying to set the wedge, and then those wedge busters were coming down with a 40-yard head start.
The wedge busters had one job. They have one job. They're not there to make the tackle.
No, it is to open that up and to let the other guys clean up. And you had to not be just completely right in the head to play that position. I mean, again, I coached for 17, 18 years, and I had some great wedge busters.
Oh, yeah.
But God love some of those kids. They weren't some of the sharpest knives in the drawer, but they would literally run through a brick wall for you.
And they were good at it.
Exactly.
And they loved it.
Exactly.
They loved that part of the job. That was the one XFL innovation or change that looked to be like a winner.
Yes.
There might have been another 2 or 3 that I can't, but I like actually that they were only 1 foot down. The high school was already 1 foot down. They had different timing rules. I don't think they'll need to mess with high school timing rules very much. They're doing all right.
Right.
For instance, Fairfield games, you can get out at 8:45 or 9 o'clock anyway.
Exactly. And you go to the concession stand, you're going to miss an entire series because we're running the football.
Yeah,
so.
But I mean, if you can go to like a Carbondale game, and it might last till 10 o'clock or something like that. So I mean, it's just different styles of play. But yeah, I was wondering if there was anything innovative from that.
I'm like you. I think that is the one rule that is going to eventually come about. The extra points, I don't think that is going to.
I don't think it caught on well enough.
You're right. And the big thing that I would say is if they do make this change, what will be a change with the onside kick, or is that going to be eliminated from the game of football? So
I'm trying to recall, did anybody ever use the onside kick? Because they had rules.
I never saw it.
I didn't either. They had rules in the XFL for the onside kick when they could do it. But I don't think anybody ever got the opportunity to try it because it just didn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. It's fascinating. I tell you what, I've got Bobby Wells here, and we're talking about, football right now, but we're end up talking about a ton of stuff. Stick around. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Back right after this. Stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching. Welcome back, folks. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today, it's Bob Wells. Bob is the assistant principal down there at Fairfield High School, and also athletic director. And how long have you been AD?
This is my 9th year as the athletic director.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Good grief, that zooms by, doesn't
Yes, it does.
it? Wow. Other than, all right, now let's throw 2020 off the table. What has changed in just the 9 years, sir, from 2011 to 2019? What's been the biggest change?
Oh gosh, in terms of
being an AD.
In terms of being an AD, it's just busy.
Busy all the time.
I mean, probably the biggest change I would say is everybody wants to know everything, what's going on right here, right now, in terms of practice time, in terms of cancellations, changes, things like that. The greater use of organizations just like yours, and the streaming media coverage. That's probably been the biggest thing over the last 9 years.
It's less easy to get refs.
Yes, that is definitely true. And I don't foresee that changing anytime soon, unfortunately.
Newton had a class that went through this last year, and they had 4 kids coming out of that class and become out of high school and becoming IHSA officials. I'm not sure how they did that, but I mean, is there have you ever talked to the folks up there and seen how that maybe you can get youth involved?
We try to encourage as much of our kids getting involved, and the IHSA actually gives us 2 free officials memberships every year that we can give to our kids, and we post that out there and put that out there to our kids. Unfortunately, we just haven't had a whole heck of a lot of interest in it. We have had some
Do
kids.
they know that it pays?
They do know that it pays.
I mean, it's a paying gig.
The one thing that we've had some of our kids do is they have gotten their license, and then they've started the process, and then they've done a few games, and they're like, Coach, this isn't for me.
Really?
Is
that a fans thing?
I think a big part of
pressure
that,
from coaches.
Big part of that is a fans thing, and where unfortunately you really see that at. And I'm not trying to knock anybody or any association in any way, shape, or form, but I think you see a lot of that at the grade school levels.
Yeah.
Because where you get these young officials to start, most of them are starting doing a junior high basketball fifth and sixth grade game, or doing a local little league softball game or something to that effect. And at times, our parents and our coaches at those levels can just be ruthless. And unfortunately, it sours a lot of those kids before they ever get the opportunity to call at the high school level.
Yeah.
And
that's a shame.
That's where it can be a little bit of a struggle from time to time. And then also just the commitment. It's one of those things of, you've got to be where you need to be on time, and you've got to do the job the best of your capability. And some kids, it's to the point to where, man, it's my Saturday, and do I really want to call a JFL football game when I could be doing all sorts of other fun things with my friends that I'm in college with? Yeah. But here I'm trying to call a 5th and 6th grade tackle football game, and who knows where at that point.
Let's put it this way: if you have any interest in it, somebody give you a call.
Absolutely, give me a call, and whether you're from Fairfield, from Flora, Effingham, wherever, we'll put you in contact with the people you need to get put in contact with, and that's in all variety of sports. The one that most people are most glaring at is the football side of it. There is a massive football shortage in the state, and
you can see that. I mean, people go to the football games, and we show the football games. You can see a lot of those officials aren't very young.
Right, and they're the same guys. You see the same guys, whether you're in Fairfield this weekend covering a game, well, that same crew's in Flora next weekend, or in Bridgeport or Lawrenceville the next weekend, or Salem, and then they've got a weekend off. Now somebody from Edwardsville's calling and saying, hey, we need an official over there. And
I was going to say, if you're a football crew, it doesn't take you long to line up a gig.
No, right now I have football officials scheduled through the year 2024.
Oh, do you really?
Yes.
See, now you're ahead of the game.
Yes.
You hope.
I hope. and a lot of times when I schedule some of these individuals, and God love them, they'll look at me and they'll say, Bobby, I don't know if I'll be alive or still calling by then, but we'll take the game and we'll get you covered, And there's some truth to that.
My kid's in junior high now, Bobby, and she might be getting married that weekend.
Right. You're exactly right. I mean, that's what my daughter, she will be a 2024 grad, and she's an 8th grader this year.
Yeah,
so
I guess that's true. Yeah, she could be one of those.
Yeah, so
I didn't mean to put it in something in a form that's so close to home.
It is. It's close to home, and you know it's one of those things that when you sit and you look at it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I've got official schedule for when Reagan's going to be getting ready to go off to college.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, she's
one other thing, while we're still talking IHSA and that kind of business, I know that they changed the format around a little bit on basketball, both girls and boys, right?
Yes.
In that for the past 15 years, they have split class 1A and 2A and 3A and 4A into 2 different weekends.
Yes.
But now they're going to put all 4 together. How are they going to do that? Are they still bringing 4 teams for each class?
Yes, there's still 4 teams for each class. On the girls' side, what they've decided to do is they push the Class 1A and Class 2A seasons back a week, and so 1A and 2A are now going to go with the 3 and the 4A in the same weekend. So that didn't change anything in terms of for the 3 and 4A teams. On the boys' side of it, they moved the 3 and 4A up to where the 1 and the 2A has always traditionally been. So one of the first things, scheduling had to be looked at from an AD standpoint, because now for our girls' basketball with our school, we were going to go at least a week without playing a game before you would get in the regional. So we had to tweak some things and move some schedules around and
pick up a couple of 1A or 2A
games and do some things that way. With our boys' side, it really didn't change too much. So that was the first thing that they changed with that. And now where we're going with that is all 4 classes are going to be there in the same weekend. 1 and 2A, I believe all of the games are going to be played from that on the Thursday.
Oh, really?
And then
the semifinals.
The semifinals are going to be played on Thursday, and then the 3 and the 4A would be played on Friday.
And then so on Saturday you're looking at just championships,
and then there was still some debate on exactly how they were going to do the third place contests.
Yeah.
There was some talk to where do you go ahead and say, we're going to play all of these games for your 1A and your 2A on Thursday, and then maybe later that night at an alternative site, or even there on Thursday night play your third place game. So you may play 2 games in one day.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I'm seeing a way to. I'm trying to, because you're looking at 16 games, rather than the 16 games in 3 days,
3 days,
rather than the 8 games in 2
days
that they're used to.
Right. So there's been some talk about, do you take the third place games and put them on an alternative site, or do you try to play, if you lose that day one, do you turn around and play again that evening? And then, of course, a lot of people have said, well, just eliminate the third place game.
That'd make it only
that's pretty tough. But on the flip side of that, back when the Mules went in '92, we were done after day one.
Right.
You know, when they had 8 teams and you didn't get a trophy until you got cut down to 4. So that's been kicked around. I'm not 100% for sure on exactly what they decided to do on that. In terms of the state with that, the only interaction that I really have, I'm on the IBCA All-State Selection Committee. I help them run that every year. So that's something that we're going to have to decide what we're going to do as well, because traditionally we've always done the Class 1 and 2A selection on that Thursday before the games on Friday.
Yeah.
And now, are we going to push that to Wednesday and try to do that? And I know some school administrators would be pretty upset if coaches were leaving all day Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday for their state tournament weekend, because most of them are
most of them leave Thursday anyway.
Yeah, they leave Thursday, but now you're adding an extra day, and they're school teachers.
Plus, you never know what country company is going to want to do with a 3-point shootout.
Right, exactly.
They do that on Thursday.
Yeah, and they've done that for a long time now. That dates all the way back to when I was in high school. Yeah. And that's been a year or two.
Good grief, that was a long time ago.
It's been a year or two ago.
Oh, my heavens. I tell you what, we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to talk a little bit more about, actually, I got another couple of questions about the IHSA, but then we're going to come back and talk a little bit about the schools. You're watching Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash. That's Bob Wells back after this. Stick around.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont's always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LaMonsOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
In 1949, Morton Buildings constructed our first machine storage building to establish our bond with the farming community. Since then, our relationship has grown, and so have our product offerings. From the smallest specialized operation to the largest agricultural enterprise, we understand the needs of your business and continue to evolve to meet industry demands. Plus, when you build a Morton building, you're backed by the strongest warranty in the business. To learn more about the Morton Advantage, visit mortonbuildings.com.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on Wabash Catch TV. My guest today, it's Bob Wells. Before we talk about the conflagration and coronavirus and all that kind of business, let's go back a little bit. I want to go back a little bit to when you were coaching high school football.
Okay.
Mules has started out. You started out in the NEC.
Yes.
You were still coached, what, 1 or 2 years? NEC,
yeah,
probably?
I believe that's what it was. Yes.
I've always asked coaches, what was the best high school team you coached for or against that you can remember in the 17 years you did it?
Oh gosh. I would probably say.
And if you want to separate it out, that's cool.
Oh,
because
goodness gracious! I mean,
that Vandalia team.
That Vandalia team was awful dang good. I mean, they were a 6-3 from a team from a league that was just loaded that year with Pana and Carlinville and.
That Greenville Comets team in 2000.
That was fun, but I would say the Vandalia team was the best team that we've faced. The record didn't indicate it, but man, they were big and they were fast and they were a matchup nightmare.
When I feel bad. I'm asking about the games they lost.
No,
I'm going to ask you about one more.
Okay,
I want to ask about the Staunton team.
Yes,
came in. That was a tight football game.
Still has not got across the goal line.
I wasn't going to ask about that. You were farther. I've got better witnesses than you. I've got a guy who was 15 feet away who says he didn't get across.
Yes.
You've got better. You've got people who were closer, players who were closer. But looking past that game, that was a close game. It was at the 8-6 to final or something like that. Or
yeah, 8-6 is what that was. Yeah. Or 8-0.
And they were 5-4.
Yes.
And they went on.
Got second in state.
They won their next 4 games.
Yeah.
next 3 after the Mules.
A lot of people don't know.
Tell me a little bit about that experience.
With the Staunton team.
With a 5-4 team.
Well, Staunton started out that year at 5-0.
Yeah.
And then lost their quarterback, lost their 2 best offensive linemen, and lost their running back, and I believe their best wide receiver. And of course, all those kids played defense too.
Yeah.
Well, they got healthy for week 1 of the playoffs. So they were all back. They had started out 5-0, and then they had dropped 3 straight. And all of those kids in week 9 played just sparingly, and lost a close ball game to put them at 5-4. They knew that
they knew they were in.
They knew they were in, and they were going to go play somebody. They were a lot better than 5-4, and that was a dogfight through and through.
That's the game. There's a game over the past 20 years while you were coaching that sticks in my craw. If there is one, it's that one with the thing, the Anna Jonesboro game, which I'm still angry about.
Yes,
because of the sideline.
Yeah.
Sideline violation. Is it terrible we can sit here and beef about games they lost over the last 20 years, because there were a lot of really good wins there too.
But those were probably some of the most memorable games. I think outside of a couple of wins here and there, most of the kids that you would talk to are going to say, "Man, we were so close on those," and remember those. Like you said, the Staunton game, that was a group of young men. On our behalf, Cody Grafsu, Joe Rogers, Cody Simpson. Derek Grafsu, wrong Grafsu. I've coached all of them. I've coached all of them. But those kids probably got the most out of their athletic ability that they possibly could have, and just worked their butts off. And then you had the Anna Jonesboro game. I mean, we're back and forth. Defensive struggle,
unbelievable struggle.
And Jaden Lewis blocks a field goal and returns it the whole way. We're getting ready. It's 6-6. They call a sideline violation on us, backs us up 15 yards, which again, they messed up that penalty, because that should have been on the kickoff is where that should have been. And then they come down, and with 1.6 seconds left on the clock, a kid hits a 35-yard field goal to win it. And and you know what's bad about that or nice about that? You hate losing, but by gosh, Coach Dietering's one of the greatest guys in the world, and if you're going to lose a ball game to losing somebody like Brett, that was a really good team. It was a great team. Both teams were back and forth, and it was just a great atmosphere.
Can I ask you about one more?
Yeah, sure.
I'll ask you about 2 more.
The Greenville game, I can talk about that too.
I feel horrible. My neighbor was the Williams kid. I mean, the whole defense fell apart whenever the poor kid got hurt.
Well, when Cameron Williams when
junior, for crying out loud,
junior, and
best player on the defense.
He was our best. He was our best cover corner by far, and that was the thing. What you could do was, with Cam, you could take him and put him on their best receiver, and he's going to lock that kid down, and it allowed you to rotate your coverage to everybody else. And people forget Cam was also our number 2 running back that year. Matt Brown's senior year. Yeah, Brown's senior year, and as much as Cameron could run the ball, man, he was a thumper when it came to blocking people. Yeah. He wasn't bigger in a minute at that time. I mean, you see Cameron now. Cameron's 220 pounds and nothing but muscle. And
Cameron's about 150 then.
Yeah, and that was soaking wet. Yeah. That's if Coach Warren had brought him groceries to eat that week was what it was. But when he went down that day, we had to throw in somebody else, and then we had to balance out our defense, and
just made it tougher.
It made it very, very difficult
against a really good throwing team.
And what Greenville could do as well, they had a quarterback that was so blessed shifty that at any given time he could tuck it and get 15 yards, and so it was to be able to match up with that, we had to pull an extra linebacker out and put an extra guy into coverage, and then it just made it a matchup nightmare for us in that game.
I'm going to ask one more.
Sure.
Just one more. Okay. This one I still am angry about. And this was the Carterville game. the Carterville playoff game in 2005, 6,
4 or 5, 2005.
2005.
2005.
Is Craig Zerlini still over that penalty that they gave him?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Ladies and gentlemen, what happened was there was it was a false start, right?
Yeah.
It was a false start, and Craig Zerlini, our center, or probably our nose tackle, defensive tackle on that play.
Yeah.
He went through and he touched the quarterback. Basically, touched the quarterback. Didn't knock him down.
No, nothing.
He touched him, and the official who I'm not going to name to save because I can't name him. I can't name him without using a different initial. The official called a personal foul on him, sportsmanlike conduct or whatever it was, and it gave Carterville a first down they didn't deserve, and it cost the Mules the game.
Yeah.
Are you still angry about that?
Yeah, but that's one of those things that until people bring it up, Bruce, I don't remember that. Probably the one thing that I remember out of that with Craig more so than anything was when we had a chance to get the ball back on an onside kick, and we had Cody Grafsu, who was a freshman at that time, executes a perfect bounce.
Yeah.
Craig hits this poor kid so hard, it literally knocked him out for the rest of the playoffs. The kid didn't play again in the playoffs, but the ball didn't come loose. We couldn't have executed that play any better than what we did, and our kids, that was probably out of all the games
toughest loss. And
I don't know that I've been more proud of a group of kids the way they executed a defensive game plan that week, because most people don't remember.
That's a good Carterville team.
They shelled us 2 weeks before that in week 8, like 42-14 or something. And we were sitting around as a coaching staff that evening, and we're like, what's giving them the most difficult? And we're like, well, El Dorado did when they were playing a 3-3 stack. We never ran a 3-3 stack. And Coach Ellis, Jeremy Ellis at the time, looks and he goes, why can't we put that in the week? And I said, let's freaking do it. We don't got anything to lose. And we put in the bare bones of a 3-3 stack, 3-5 defense in a week's time. Carterville wasn't expecting us to do that because we had been a forefront team traditionally. Yeah. And we put that in a week's time. The kids bought into it, and they didn't know what hit them. We just didn't quite have enough offensive power to get by them.
Oh, you threw the ball to Hunter Bryan streaking down the sideline. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll wrap things up with Bob Wells right after this. We are going to talk about school. Well, you're watching Big Talk. Back after this.
When you want an honest deal and hometown service without the runaround, go to Lamont Chevrolet Chrysler in Fairfield. Let Gabe McGahey, Sheldon Bunning, Jeff Black, Dennis Downs, Matthew Rogers, or Caleb Dunn score the best deal for you on your next new or pre-owned vehicle. Parts and service departments with factory-trained technicians and express lane and state-of-the-art tire and alignment technology. Lamont always inspects your battery, antifreeze, wipers, and tires for free. We want you prepared for the open road ahead. Open 24/7 at LeMansOnline.com. You'll like the way we do business.
Get what you want and nothing else when you order a la carte internet from Wabash Communications. Wabash Communications is now able to offer a la carte internet called broadband only with fast download and upload speeds, reliable service, and unlimited data usage. No phone service is required for our broadband only plans. Our broadband only menu includes packages up to 1 gig download. Call us at 665-3311 now to order. Service availability and internet speed will depend on location. Contact us for details.
Hi, my name is Bruce Dickey of Wabash Catch TV's Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Watch us each weekday right here on your local cable station. We're on at 9 a.m. with a repeat at 9 p.m. It's your local TV talk show with plenty of information, fun, and frivolity to get your day started right or maybe even ended right. Please contact me at 665-9970 or at bruced@wabash.net if you are a member of your organization would like to be a guest on the show. That's 665-9970. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey. Hey, thanks for watching.
At Wabash Communications, our goal is simple: to keep people connected. And today we are doing just that, better than ever, by delivering the latest technology and personal service only a local provider can offer. We offer services anywhere from fast, reliable internet, TV services, and home monitoring solutions to crystal clear local and long-distance phone service. Wabash continues the commitment we started back in 1952, delivering a great connection to the most important people we know, our customers. So choose Wabash, the local service from people you can trust.
Looking to build a new hobby building, horse barn, or farm shop? Let Morton Buildings help you design and construct a building that perfectly suits your needs. We'll be there for you every step of the way, even post-construction, with the strongest non-prorated warranty in the industry. Plus, Morton's exclusive Energy Performer insulation system provides the ultimate in comfort and efficiency. To see our latest projects and learn more, please visit mortonbuildings.com.
Hello, folks. Welcome back. Big Talk with Bruce Dickey here on the Wabash Catch TV. My guest today, it is Bob Wells. He is the Assistant Superintendent and Athletic Director down at Fairfield Community High School. All right, Bob, I'll quit asking you about losing football games.
It's okay. As a coach, you remember the ones that you lost a heck of a lot more than you do the ones that, and it doesn't matter if it's softball. I guarantee if I ask you, I said, what's the one match that you remember
There's
in
the
high
picture
school?
right there.
Yeah, more so than anything else, I guarantee. Anybody who's a competitor always remembers the losses more so than the wins.
Absolutely right. Speaking of dealing with stuff, this must be entirely different from anything you've ever dealt with. This whole quarantine business.
Yeah.
How are you? Do you talk to kids other than your own now in your position? Or?
Every now and again, because we'll have kids who do come to the school on occasion, and we'll meet them at the door because they'll need something and try to help them out that way. I know a lot of our coaches and things are keeping in contact with kids. And that's probably the hardest part, because some of these kids are like family to you, whether they're your students or whether they're the kids you coach. I hate to beat a dead horse, but we were talking about sports, and I joked around with her mom and dad at the beginning of the school year. I said, "Man, I've had a graph-sue with Lene, Cody, and Derek since 2005, and every one of those kids have played for me, and I've always had the opportunity to say goodbye to them on their last game, and I'm not going to get to do that.
Lene was going to play for you this year.
And those are the things. Whether it's sports, whether it is the students, that's probably the hardest thing, and it's still yet to come in a lot of ways.
What's the thought process? I hadn't really thought about it, but a coworker was telling me about lockers are still. People still have their lockers in school, and I hadn't even thought about it. At some point, folks are going to have to clean out their lockers. How do you go about getting people in and out to do that?
Well, right now we've kind of put that into play. Of course, we've scrubbed our building, we've cleaned it. Our maintenance job and the people who are still working, our maintenance staff has done an excellent job with everything right now, to say the least. What we've scheduled, starting on the 12th, we're going to go the 12th, the 13th, and the 12th, 13th, 14th, and the 15th with our students, starting with our seniors on the 12th, and then juniors and so on and so forth. We're going to open up our building, and the kids can report, the seniors can report on that day of the 12th, and we're going to social distance, basically spacing out the kids 6 to 10 feet apart throughout the parking lot and lining up, and then we're going to bring them into the building one at a time and let them handle all of their graduation requirements, transcript requests, anything like that they need. Go to their locker.
Things that they would have probably already done in school.
Yes, exactly. Go to their locker, clean that out, and then turn in any material that they need to turn in, and then we'll do that with the juniors the next day, and the sophomores, and then the freshmen as well.
I know that you're not the staffer for this, the sponsor for this, but how do things like the reflector get done? The yearbook.
It's going to be very tricky. Donnie Lyons, who's one of our teachers and our coaches down there, he's been working daily on it. He comes in almost every day and works in his own classroom on that, basically trying to gather as many photos and things that he can from people that are going to place in the yearbook. One thing that traditionally that we've done every year is we've had a senior slideshow on our awards day.
Right.
Well, we're not going to be able to have that this year, so what we're trying to do is to put that slideshow in the yearbook as part of the yearbook.
That's cool.
So that's something that Mr. Lyons is working on right now as well. Unfortunately,
that's another one of the tricky things. I hadn't even thought about awards day.
Yeah.
There are going to be, well, if you're talking seniors, you're going to have 115, 120, 130 kids. 100 of them are probably going to get some kind of scholarship, and we're going to get some kind of recognition that day.
And unfortunately, they're not going to get that recognition on that particular day.
Well, you have I know the school has a Twitter feed and a Facebook page.
Yes.
Is this something that you'll be able to put the slideshow on maybe on Facebook?
We're looking at doing some different things that way. Same way with the different types of awards, maybe a list of awards in terms of this is what this student wins and this student wins. And
that's pretty cool.
And things like that. And we're going to try to do that. We're going to try to incorporate awards somehow into graduation when we figure out exactly what we're doing with graduation.
You're leading me on right here. I was going to say a graduation must be, well, it's tremendously up in the air right now.
Right.
But I mean, what are the alternatives you're thinking about? Or are you open for other ones?
We've really set and we've looked at what other people are doing throughout not only the area but also throughout the United States. Here's the deal with this. It doesn't matter what we decide to do. Someone's not going to be happy.
Yeah.
I'm not happy with what we decide to do. Short of having a traditional graduation, I'm not happy with anything we do. But in uncertain times like this, we're probably going to have to do something that is that non-traditional graduation, unfortunately. We've kicked around the ideas and we saw, okay, do we postpone and have a traditional graduation? That's probably not going to be until July at the earliest, and probably the end of July. And then when you're starting getting into that, that's kids getting prepared for college or going on
the
to
gymnasium's
jobs.
Typically kind of warm in July.
Right. And then people say, well, just have it out on the football field. Well, that's not, we tried that years ago, and that wasn't always very conducive. That's why we moved that back inside, There
were storms.
Right. Or the PA didn't work just quite the way it should because basically the wind was blowing a certain direction. We've looked at, I know some other neighboring schools are doing what they call a drive-through graduation, and we've kind of kicked this around to where students would drive up, they would get out of their vehicle wearing their cap and gown, and literally would be announced by myself along with their awards, their parents, everything that way, and they would walk across the stage, pick up their diploma, get their picture taken by their parents or whoever, then get back in their car and go on.
Wow.
We've also talked to some other schools who are literally going to have individual graduations in their gymnasium, have everything set up, and invite mom, dad, grandma, grandpa. They get basically like 10 or 12 people from their family to come in. They come in, we announce their name, they walk across the stage, pictures with mom and dad, then they're out the door. The next appointment comes in.
Wow.
That's what some districts are doing. We're still deciding what we want to do. I can't tell you that we're leaning one way or another right now, but hopefully we're going to try to make a decision here in the next week or so.
Well, Bob, best of luck to you because, like you say, you're not going to make everybody happy.
No.
No.
And it's not making us happy.
No, I bet that's true. Thank you so much for coming up and joining me today because that's a lot of fun.
It's a good time, Bruce.
I'm having a ball. Folks, thanks very much for tuning in. And if you have any questions, you can give Bob a call at the high school. You're down there every day.
Yes.
Down there every day. Thanks very much for watching, folks. Get out there, stay safe. You got to walk around the block, get some fresh air, though. Bob, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
See you next time.